So, I know y'all usually see me go live earlier in the day, so we got a little change up today. I first wanted to start by saying rest in peace to those 19 souls who lost their lives in Mexico. It was multiple people on a bus headed to Ciudad Juarez, which is a city that's like on the border of the U.S.-Mexico borderline. There's a bunch of people on the bus on their way there, and they were behind a tractor trailer that was carrying corn, and the trailer was released from the tractor, slammed into the bus, which made the bus topple over, and 19 people were killed on the bus as a result. There was a lot of bodies being pulled from a ravine down below, and no migrants were reported to be on the bus, which means that everyone that was on the bus is from Mexico. So I saw pictures of it, and it's so sad, you know? So I just wanted to say rest in peace to those 19 angels. You know what I'm saying? I was like, they on the bus clearly going somewhere, and never made it. It's a lot of families that's going to be affected by that, because that's a lot of souls. That's a lot of lives lost. And it's sad. Initially, they reported 24 people lost their lives, but then they did a recount, and they said it was 19 people that lost their lives. So, hi. So rest in peace to those 19 angels. Here we come with the messages again that need to be reviewed because it's probably something crazy. You show your boobs. How many times I gotta tell y'all, this is not an OnlyFans account, okay? Hi. You show your boobs. This is not an OnlyFans account. If you want to see something like that, you got to go sign up for the OnlyFans. I heard they do a lot of that over there. Yes, to those 19 souls. Anyway, then after that headline, I saw about the 19 souls lost in Mexico due to that horrific bus crash. You would know. Don't you know what channel you on? Don't you know what social media outlet you on? This is not OnlyFans. What's wrong with y'all? And I'm not starting the OnlyFans neither. I'm sure I'm not. I hear a lot of people make a lot of money over there doing some things, but no thank you. No thank you. Hi. So then in the headlines, I saw about the ballot box burnings. Did y'all hear about that? In Portland, Oregon, and Washington State, and in Phoenix. Now everybody want to burn up the ballots in the boxes. I said, this is a very nasty election. It is nasty. I don't think I've heard about this many ballot box burnings in a very, very long time. So in Portland, Oregon, Around 3:30 a.m., the police and the fire department found a ballot box burning. So they went in to put the fire out. But luckily, thank you. But luckily, there was like a fire suppressant inside the ballot box in Portland, Oregon. So they were able to save the majority of the ballots except for three. So they said they were going to contact those three people, I guess, and let them know so that they have to vote again. In Washington State, though, the fire suppressant in the ballot, I didn't even know they have fire suppressants in ballot boxes, but that makes sense. So now in Washington State, a few hours after Portland, Oregon, ballot box in Washington State went up in flames, and unfortunately, they weren't able to protect those votes. All of those ballot boxes were destroyed, so they have to contact whoever dropped their ballots. And what's crazy is Washington State and Oregon State. Those are states that do mail-in ballots only. So you can't come out and actually physically cast your vote in like a booth or something. You have to mail it in. So but luckily Oregon wasn't as bad as Washington. So now everybody who put their mail-in ballots in the in the ballot box in Washington, they got to vote all over again. And in Phoenix, Arizona, a similar situation happened in the U.S. postal box that went up in flames. I said, this is a visceral election, man. Like people are really like, and in Washington State and Oregon State who they voting for. I don't care what you say. It's very conservative in those states, and it's a lot of states, a lot of people voting for Trump in Oregon and Washington State. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. Now, who you think burning up those ballots in the child. They do not want Trump to win. They don't want Trump to win. They are like, politics is nasty, y'all. I mean, honestly, I guess politics been nasty. It's been nasty. It's been nasty. Forever and a day, it's been nasty. But geez, like people just can't win fair and square nowadays. You fear the U.S. Wow, you fear the U.S. election, and you in Europe? Why you fear the U.S. election? People will go crazy no matter what side wins. You think so? Thank you. Thank you. You know what though? You said people will go crazy no matter what side wins. I don't. I think if Trump doesn't win, okay, put it like this. This is supposed to be, the US is supposed to be a democracy. Supposed to be a democracy. So the fact that people are like trying to take people's votes away by burning up ballot boxes and shit, that's just ridiculous. I don't think, and whoever wins, I don't think that there should be an outbreak of violence or anything like that. Like I think that whoever wins, it should just be what it is. The person that was running against the other should just concede nicely and just leave it where it is, and citizens in America need to just chill out. Like I understand being upset when you feel like the presidential election was rigged or the presidential election was stolen. I mean, how many times have we been through this? We've been through this a lot where we feel like elections are rigged and stolen. I mean, it doesn't just happen in America, it happens in other countries too, you know? But it's like, what are you going to do? Thank you. U.S. elections. Yeah, it does affect the whole world. It absolutely does. Because apparently America is supposed to be the powerhouse whom everyone turns to for help for, it seems, just about everything. And I always ask the question, I'm like, you know what, when America is going through crises and craziness, it's like, who does America turn to for help? I don't think America turns to anyone for help. I don't think America gets help from any other countries when America is in crises. But when other countries are in crises, they always look to America to like bail them out or like send money and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I've always wondered why that is. Like right now, these horrible hurricanes that have happened that hit in so many like places, especially rural places, and there are a lot of citizens like outcrying, saying, "Where's FEMA and where's the government that's supposed to help us out? And where is this and where is that? Like the government isn't helping us. It's just citizens that are helping each other, that are pulling together, helping each other." And the answer from the government is, "We don't got no more money." That's what they said about FEMA. "We don't got no money to give you. We don't got nothing. So y'all gotta, yeah, it's probably a lot of dead bodies in the mud, floating in the water, and it's probably stinking real bad out there. But I mean, what we gonna do about it? I mean, yeah, the hurricanes basically buried some cities out there and created new oceans on top of cities and things and towns. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But we ain't got no money. So, you know what I mean? I'm like, damn. And so the world sees this. And so you would think that other countries who are allies of America would be like, oh, well, let us send some resources or let us help out these American citizens who are always so helpful to other countries in their time of need. But it's like, is America the only one with money? And clearly not, because FEMA said they asked out. They don't have no money to send to these people in these different states out here to help with the cleanup and the bodies and food and all this stuff. It's other citizens helping other citizens from different states in America. You gotta wonder about that shit. You know what I mean? Like how did we get billions of dollars to give to Ukraine? How did we get billions of dollars to give to Ukraine? But we don't have no money to send to these people out here who just got hit by Hurricane Helene and Hurricane whoever. All these hurricanes coming. I think another one just came through. But we got billions of dollars to send to Ukraine. And we got money to send to Israel. And we got... What is going on? What is going on? And where are our allies? The ones that claim to have our back? Where are they? Why are they not sending any help or resources? Why not? I think that's interesting. I think it's interesting. But yeah, the ballot box burnings suck. So now we have to have probably police officers on routine checkup with ballot boxes. That's ridiculous. At least until the election is over anyway. That's crazy. Or have the people come and drop their ballots off inside or something. This is ridiculous. This is I don't know what's going to happen. Like the final vote is very, very soon. And I don't know. I just feel like all hell going to break loose over whoever wins. Ask better question. How come you spend over half a Because war is where the money is. That's why they spend so much money. That's why they spend so much taxes on the military. That's why it's so much money that's pumped into the military, because war is where the money is. Like, when people go to war, it's like, oh, we need all these billions and trillions of dollars to fight, and we need all this money to do this and do that. Even if you really don't need all that money, you're just going to say that you do in order to get it, right? So, I mean, it's to pass around. Come on now, people just don't get rich in this country and around the world just because. Money is funneled. Ain't nobody stupid. Come on now. Come on now. But they're gonna tell the public what they want the public to know, and they keep everything else on the hush hush, and they line their pockets. It is what it is. Hola, ¿cómo estás? But anywho, I am not a rapper. I am an artist, though. I am an artist. And I have a featured channel on this page called @ThatGirlShanda. or I do a lot of spoken word. I have my musical compositions, my original music compositions, my original songs that I sing, and all of that good stuff. So if you're interested in that, you can subscribe to At That Girl Shanda. You'll see it as a featured channel on this page. All Baddies Got a Story. Check it out. Give me your feedback. Let me know if you like it. Do I lie? Hmm, that's a good question. Lie about what? I'm getting a call, y'all. Who is this? Damn, I want to answer it too. But I don't know if y'all going to be able to hear this call if I answer it. I will. I will. Okay, well, it went away. Are you a rapper? Do you lie? FBI. What is FBI? I mean, I know what FBI is, but what's FBI? Oh, you're trying to say the FBI was just calling me? Is that what you're saying? Why? Because I'm talking about political things that's in the news. Calling me? Why would the FBI be calling me? Because I'm talking about political things in the news. You know what's interesting is I actually sent the FBI. What did I send them? I emailed them. I sent them. Like I sent a report basically. So like when my RV was stolen, I sent a report to the FBI about my RV being stolen and like all the contents in it and stuff like that or whatever. And it's crazy because as soon as I sent that to the FBI, like my phone started acting funny and things started going funny with my phone. And I was like, are they hacking my phone? Are they trying to see who I am and what's going on? But they never contacted me back. They never got back to me about what I sent them. And like I got screenshots of proof that I sent them what I sent them, you know what I mean? Because I was trying to file a police report through the actual place that I needed to file it through, but the website was down. It was like, oh, you can't do this through here. It's not working. So I was like, okay, so I guess somebody told me the next best place to go is the FBI or something like that. So that's why I went there or whatever, but emailed them. What? No, it was something regarding my RV and all the contents in my RV. But anyway. Do you lie? Do you lie? No, I had one. Well, technically, I got anyway, we're not going to get into all of that, but you do? You say it proudly. Hmm. Well, if you're in a relationship, I hope the person that you would know that you do that. Maybe Walter White stole it. Who the hell is Walter White? I don't even know who that is. But anywho, so I'm getting through half of what my title said. I spoke about the souls in Mexico. I spoke about the ballot box burning. And the last part that I wanted to talk about was just say no. Was that what it said? Sometimes saying no, whatever that part was. And what I mean by that is it seems real complicated. Like relationships. Relationships seem very, very complicated, right? So it's like you just can't date just anybody, right? And what I mean by that is when people ask me about who they should date or where they should look and stuff, I always say, don't date people that you work with. Oh my. I don't know about that one. Like, don't date people that you work with. And when they say why, because there are a lot of workplace romances and stuff, right, that happen. And I say don't date people that you work with. People say why, and I say because if you ever get into a really bad argument, a really bad fight, or whatever, y'all have to go to the same workplace and see each other, which means you don't have any space or time away from each other, which means when you want to not see each other and you don't want to talk to each other because you pissed at each other, you ain't gonna have no choice but to see each other because you work together. So that's why I say don't date people that you work with, because if you have a horrible falling out, you have to see them And if you don't want to see them, it's going to be very hard to work where you work seeing them. Another thing is stores that you frequent, right? Don't date people from places that you shop or that you frequent. And some people say, "Why, Shanda? Why? You might meet somebody nice." And it's like, I understand that, but there are times when someone wants to talk to you. And I'm speaking from experience. There are times when someone wants to talk to you, and you may not necessarily want to talk to that person like that, right? They ask you for your number, they want to take you out, they want to, and you may not necessarily reciprocate that, right? But you're nice and you're cordial, right? You may even say, well, maybe we could do business or something like that, get to know each other. Maybe, but you don't necessarily reciprocate what that person is wanting from you, right? And so when you go back to that store, the person is now nasty towards you. The person is now giving you mean looks, and the person is now talking about you to other coworkers in their place of business, which is in turn making the other coworkers treat you a certain way when they never treated you that way before, right? Before they were just nice and courteous and always willing to help and all these wonderful things. But as soon as you didn't reciprocate to that person that wanted you to reciprocate to them what they wanted, you know what I mean? So now all of a sudden, want to treat you bad, and they don't want to be as courteous, and they don't want to help you out, and then they clearly smear your name to other people at the store. So now those same people that were nice to you are now giving you the same look that person that tried to talk to you originally is giving you. So I said, well, damn. Sometimes I just feel like sometimes you feel like you can't catch a break no matter what you do. It's like you're nice, you're kind, you're courteous. It's like sometimes people just, and I don't want to say rejection. I don't want to call it like some people can't, take rejection, because I don't feel like I reject anybody. And if I do, I don't do it in a way that hurts anybody's feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do it in a way that hurts people's feelings. I'm a very polite person, but people can make life really, really hard for you and on you just because you choose to not reciprocate in a you know what I mean? It's so strange. What's interesting is that I went into a store today and I saw this nice looking man, right? And well, I didn't really see how nice looking he was because I didn't really like look at his face or whatever. He had sunglasses on or something like that, but he looked really nice and well put together or whatever. And he was like watching me, right? He was watching me, and so I walked away. And he like watched me, you know how y'all do, y'all men do, y'all break your neck to look at ass and everything to see what a woman working with behind. Anyway, so he's looking at me and I see him checking me out or whatever. And then he's like in the aisle, like scoping me out. I'm like, and in my mind, I'm like, if you want to say something, like, why won't you just say something? Like, if you want to speak, why don't you just speak? Why do y'all guys do that? Why do y'all do that? Why do y'all make it obvious that you might be interested or you want to? Like, why would you break your neck and do all of that? Why would you do all of that if at the end you're not going to say anything? Like, I finished what I was doing and my transaction, and I walked out the door and I saw his, I assumed that was his vehicle, because when I came in, I didn't see that kind of vehicle when I came in the store, but when I walked out and he came in, there was this really fancy schmancy vehicle or whatever. So, I mean, he looked like he, how does a person say a person look like money? He looks like money. If that's what a person says, he looked like money or whatever. And the vehicle was definitely very, very expensive. And he was watching me, but I'm just like, you do all of that, but then you don't say anything. I'm like, why do men do that? Are men really just that shy where they're just like, I don't know what to say, or I don't know. I just think it's strange or whatever. And then some girl said something like, oh, there are a lot of guys that think that women like really tall guys, because he was like, he wasn't like tall or anything. He might have been my height. He might have been my height or something. And then some girl was like, "Oh, there are guys that think that women like really tall guys, and so maybe he was shy or something like that." And I was just like, "Really?" And I was like, "Why do men think that? Why do men think that women like really tall?" Well, I must just be the opposite, because I don't like really tall guys. Like, I think really tall guys actually scare me because they're so tall. Like, you know what I mean? And I even met a guy one time, and he was tall, and he had these hands that were like, it looked like one of his hands looked like 5 hands. That's how big his hands were. And it scared the shit out of me. And he was like, "Hey," I was like, "You scare me." But no, I don't think that men should think that all women are into tall guys, because that's not true. That's not true at all. I was actually, when I was in my last relationship, my last relationship, the person was actually slightly shorter than me. So I think it's a misconception that all women like really tall guys. No, that's not true. Um, let's see. So disrespectful. Because we'd rather be talking to that booty. You're so disrespectful. Okay, so basically you're saying when guys are checking you out and checking out ass and all of that stuff, they don't speak because they don't want to talk to get to know you. They want to screw you. But how do you get to that point if you don't open your mouth? If you can even get to that point. How do you get to that point if you don't open your mouth? So anyway, in a nutshell, another moderator, what? So how? I didn't ask nobody to. Maybe you want to see if your shoes out there. Maybe he's looking at his shoes. Okay, if that's what I know what I saw. Okay, but anyway, so in a nutshell, I tell people, don't date people that you work with, because if you have a bad falling out, it is just not going to be great seeing each other every day at work, especially if you live together. Oh wait, but then I said date, not live. Anyway, don't date people you work with, just period. And certain stores that you frequent, don't date people in the stores that you frequent either, that work there. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do it, because if you have a bad falling out and that's a store that you always go to, just don't do it. Another thing I say don't do is don't date people that you go to school with. I made that rule. I just made that rule up like years ago, because in high school, it seemed like whenever guys attempted to date me, or even when I was dating guys, right? It seemed like there was always chaos around the relationship. You know what I mean? It was always like chaos and friction. And I always tell the story of when I dated this one guy who accused me of cheating on him with his friend. And I told him that it wasn't true. And he said, no, well, he's my friend. Why would he lie to me? And I was like, I don't know why he would lie to you, but he did. I didn't cheat on you with none. Why would I do something like that? I said, I didn't even know that's your friend or whatever. And he was an older guy too, older than the guy I was dating at the time. He might have been a senior, but and so I was like, he's lying, but he chose to believe his friend over me, right? So he broke up with me and believed his friend that I had cheated on him with his friend. And then when I came to school one day, I was walking up the stairs to the front door to the school, and my ex was standing there next to his friend that said that I cheated on him with him. And as soon as I walked up the stairs, his friend turned and looked at me and was like, "Oh, what's up, Shanda? What's up? Oh, I heard you not with such and such no more." Talking about the ex that was standing right next to him. "Oh, I heard you not with such and such no more. So what's up? I mean, can we talk? Can we talk?" So he straight kicked it to me in front of the ex. And then I looked at the ex and he just went and put his head down. Like, oh shit. Oh shit. He straight told me my girl cheated on me with him just so that I could break up with my girl, just so that he could get at my girl. And did it in front of his face. Like, and what you gonna do? And what you gonna do? And he ain't do nothing but put his head down like a punk. Then he comes to my house later on begging for me to get back on him. And I said, no. He said, please. I said, no. He said, no, I won't. I'll believe you. I said, no, you didn't believe me then, though. No, but I said, no, you had your chance. You had your chance. And you blew it because you chose not to believe me. You chose to believe this fool. And I've had situations like that a lot where I've had boyfriends and either their best friends tried to get with me or their actual family members, cousins and shit, tried to get with me. And sometimes I kind of felt like it was a test in some instances where, talk to her to see if she'll, mess with you or something like that, And in some instances, it wasn't like that. In some instances, the dudes really just didn't give a. They saw what they wanted and they went for it, whether they had to step on their boys' toes to get it or not. And so because it was always so much chaos and drama surrounded with me dating people, I made the rule to never, ever, 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 ever date anyone I went to school with. And I meant that shit. And so from that point on, I never dated anybody I went to school with. I was literally by myself for 2 years. And then I ended up in another high school. And I stuck to my word. I didn't date anybody at all in high school. And it was funny because when me and my peers ended up graduating from that high school, we all sat around and was reminiscing and stuff. And all of the guys in the school looked at me, not all the guys in school, but the ones that I was chilling with or whatever. They admitted to me, they were like, Shanda, we thought you were a lesbian because we all tried to talk to you and you never talked to us. And I said, oh, no, I just made a pact that I wouldn't date anybody that I went to school with. And they were like, what? I was like, yeah, because when in my other high school, there was like this big thing that happened and it was just too much and I didn't feel like all that drama. So I just said, I'm not going to date anybody that, I went to school with. And they were like, oh, we thought that you just didn't like guys. And I was like, I have a boyfriend. They're like, you do? I said, yeah, he picks me up every day after school. I said, up the street. He picked me up every day after school. He's in college. And they were like, oh. I'm like, yeah. That's how private I am about my shit. And that's how much I keep my business to myself. They didn't even know I had a college boyfriend. They just thought I was into girls. So that was interesting. But, and then even when I went to college, the first time I went to college, I kept the same pact to myself. Like even after me and the boyfriend had broke up, whatever, I still did not date anybody in college. I kept that same rule into college life. And a few guys straight up told me, oh, we had a bet, like when we were graduating, oh, we had a bet on you, Shanda. A bet? Yeah, we wanted to see who could get you first. Okay. But none of us could ever get you. I said, yeah, because I dated off campus. That's why. I didn't date people I went to school with. I dated off campus. See, that's how private I was. Nobody knew that I was dating off campus. And I was doing internships and I was all over the place. I was in New York and all different boroughs. Baby, oh yes, I was dating. I was in the different boroughs. I was having fun, okay? And I'm not talking about like that. But I was having fun, but nobody knew my business. And it was peaceful, let me tell you. It was peaceful. Nobody knew my business. Nobody was in my business. It was peaceful. Because when you date people around people that you know, people be all up in your business. Gossiping, talking, this one slept with this one slept with that one doing that one. Who got time for that shit? Stay out my business. Stay out my business. So I kept that rule. And then I left college, and then I came back my senior year. And then in my senior year, I finally broke my rule. I decided to date somebody on campus because I said, it's my senior year. It's my last year in college. I said, let's see. Let's see. Since I kept the rule all these years, from ninth grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, college 4 years, let me just, it's my last year. I'll finally give in and date somebody on campus. But I'm going to end it there. If you want to hear more about that story, because I do speak on that. I do. But I speak on it on my podcast. And my podcast link is in my profile. So if you want to hear more of that story, you're going to have to subscribe to my podcast to hear the ending of it, to see how it actually plays out with that whole situation with the person that I finally decided to date, where I broke my rule. Yeah, that's on my podcast. Links in my profile. Subscribe. If you're not subscribed to All Baddies Got a Story, this YouTube page, subscribe. I go daily. I go live daily. Sometimes twice a day I go live. But I'm on here every day. And if you are into like music and spoken word and stuff like that, you should definitely check out my At That Girl Shanda page. It's a featured channel on this page, and it has like my original spoken word. It has my original musical compositions. It has my original songs that I wrote, and I actually sing them on there too. And it's broken down in different folders, so you can check out whatever you may like. It's inspirational stuff, it's some dark stuff, it's sexual seductive stuff. It's like a little bit of everything. But I'm just showing the different layers of me. Not all of them, some of them. So subscribe to that channel, check it out, give me your feedback, and let me know what you think about my artistry on At That Girl Shanda. And subscribe here too at All Baddies Got a Story if you haven't. But so that's why I tell people, don't date people that you work with. Don't date people that you frequent like the stores and stuff with. And definitely don't date people that you go to school with, because some people can do it and get away with it. Some people can do it and get away with it. But if you want privacy and you want peace and you don't want people in your business and you don't want like a bunch of commotion around you, where it was always just a bunch of commotion, and I was just over the drama. So I found that not dating someone that I went to school with was just less drama, and it was very peaceful. But that one person that I decided to date in my senior year in college, just to see how it would be after all those years of sticking to my rules, that I talk about on my podcast. So you can see how that played out and where all of that headed and went and all that stuff. It's quite interesting, actually. But, oh God, here we go. A message held for review, which means it's probably something crazy. Let me see. You nasty. Ain't nobody opening up nothing. You're nasty. I think people shouldn't be dating their ex's friends. Their ex's friends. Men are shy because they only want to do it Greek style. What the hell is Greek style? I don't know nothing about that. And you leaving them nasty comments that gotta be hidden. I don't know what Greek style is. I don't know what that is. So basically you're saying that all like guys, that's all they want. That's all they want. So that's the story that I've been hearing ever since I was a teenager. So the story has never changed, basically. It's never changed. It's just the same. My mama told me that. My mama always told me to go to school, get good grades, live my life, do what I got to do. And she told me, don't worry about men because they're always going to be there. She said, they come a dime a dozen. She said, and they all want one thing. She said, so if you think that you special to one dude, she said, think again. Think again. You ain't special to none of them because she said, they tell all girls this exact same thing. I said, well, damn. So my mom raised a very independent mini feminist, I guess, in a sense, because she basically was just like, she almost was saying it like men ain't shit. Basically it almost felt like that's what she was saying. And so I guess that's from her personal experiences that she's speaking from. But I mean, I gave men a break for a very long time. A very, very, very long time. A very long time. Because I dated a female, the first female I ever dated and was with in my whole life. So I gave men a break for I haven't dated a guy or been with a guy in like 21 years. So I gave men a break for a very, 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 very long time. And so now I've opened myself back up to guys. It took me a minute to like actually realize why I went that route, but after I did some reflection, I understood better, which I actually talk about that on my podcast too. What's the title of that one called? Running from Men. Running from Men. I think I titled that episode Running from Men or something like that in my podcast. I think I have a clip of it on this page, All Baddies Got a Story, because I have a folder titled All Baddies Got a Story podcast. And there is an episode in there, I think, where I have a smidgen of it titled Running from Men. I don't think I put the whole episode in there, but I put in there why I realized why I stopped dating guys and I got with a female. And after reflection, I understood what it was all about or whatever. But I talk about that. And the title is called Running from Men. And the link to my podcast, if you want to subscribe to it to check it out, is in my profile box. You can click on that and subscribe to hear more of my stories, because I'm very vulnerable in my podcast. I actually do open up a lot, which is something I'm not used to doing. You know how some people feel like vulnerability is a weakness or can be a weakness or it makes you look weak or whatever. And so I'm usually a very private person. Like I had a friend who used to like always try to get information out of me, and she used to get so frustrated. She used to say, God, I can't get anything out of you. It's like pulling teeth. Trying to get information out of you, it's like pulling teeth. And this is like one of my really, really good friends, like really good friends. You know what I mean? And she's like, I just can't get nothing out of you. Like, you just, what is what? And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just a private person, And I think that's why people are always like in my business or like really curious about me, because I am so private. But I do bear a lot of my self in my podcast. I do. I even have it in my description where I'm just like, I'm pretty vulnerable here. And that's something I'm normally not. And I normally don't like to be that way, but it helped me in my healing journey. So I felt like since it helped me, it could probably help somebody else who may need some healing or can relate or whatever. So I decided to bare my soul, so to speak, in my podcast. So what's in the back? Oh, Greek style is hitting it from the back? Where are you from? In America, we don't call it Greek style, baby. We call it doggy style. That's what we call it. I've never heard of Greek style. So you call it Greek style and we call it doggy style? You must be from another country. We call it doggy style. Like Snoop Dogg. Bow, wow, wow, yippee yo, yippee yay. Doggy style? Yeah, we call it. That's what we call it. It's actually a song. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. Don't you think there are good men? Yeah. For sure. Just like there are good women. But I mean, there's a lot of men out here who think that there aren't any more good women. And I get it, because you may come across a lot of women that are like gold diggers, or you may come across a lot of women that like sleep with any and everybody, or you may come across, but that's like guys too. There are guys that sleep with any and everybody. There are guys that are gold diggers. And I'm not one to, like, I'm not into community dick. Oh, was I supposed to? Can I say that on YouTube? I'm not into that. I don't want, what everyone else can freely have. You know what I mean? And it seems like nowadays there are guys that want chicks that have been with like the world. And there are some chicks on YouTube that say things like, oh, the more bodies you got, the better. Guys like when you have a lot of bodies on you. And I'm just like, guys, really? Like, really? Like, guys like women that have been with like a bunch of, because there are women on YouTube that confess to like being with like 20 guys in 1 week, and this and that, and they think it's cute. And I don't think that's cute. Because it's like you got all these different energies running up in you, and like just dropping off God knows what. And it's like, why? Like, from my experience, I've learned that I only like really enjoy intimacy and stuff like that, or sex or whatever, is when I really desire and really like love the person. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have to have some really strong emotions for you in order for anything, like for me to even want you to touch me. Like, if I don't feel you like that, it's like you can't even touch me. You can't get, like, I just, and then like, I understand that there are people that have their fetishes where they have like orgies and I guess the poly lifestyle, or like, I'm not, look, to each his own. I'm not against a person that likes multiple partners, or likes stuff like that. But in my mind, when I think about like the exchange of fluids and energy, like different energies, and it just grosses me out. But I mean, to each his own. To each his own. I'm pretty sure it's very interesting to watch. I would probably watch it on TV or something. I'd be probably the one in the corner looking like, that looks interesting. Yeah, but if they say, "Come on, Shanda," I'd be like, but I'll watch you. uh, but yes, I do think there are good men out there. You just gotta find them, just like there are good women. Butt sex. Oh my. Greek style. Oh, Greek style is butt sex. To each his own. Whatever. I mean, whatever. Guys don't like women with a lot of bodies. Well, if you go on YouTube and you see some of these women talking, a lot of them are saying that that's what guys like. Like, guys like women that have a lot of bodies, because they feel like the more body, this is what some of the females I heard say on YouTube. They say the guys feel like the more bodies they have means that they're more experienced. So if they get with a guy, they kind of feel like, oh, well, she's banged a lot of dudes, so she's experienced enough to like do me good, or something like that. Something like that is what they're saying. But what I say is you don't have to have a lot of bodies in order to be pleasurable in the bed. Like, all you have to do is have a really strong connection, a strong desire. You have to be very passionate about the person. You have to have chemistry. And when you love the person or when you're in love with the person, it just heightens all of that. Like how some people smoke marijuana, right? And it heightens whatever mood they're in. So if you're happy, it'll heighten your happiness. If you're sad, it'll heighten that and probably make you damn near depressed, right? So when you love the person or you're in love with the person, the desire, the chemistry, the passion, all of that just heightens. Like it heightens. It really, really does. It really does. And it makes it more pleasurable. So you don't need a lot of bodies to get to that point. You just need the right body to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? I speak about this on my podcast too. I called it what did I call it? I called it something sex. Generic, or was it basic? I think I said customized sex or basic sex is what I called it. Customized sex or basic sex, because to me, basic sex is like the chicks that have all the bodies. And what I mean by that is that it's basic because there's no attachment there. There's no like love. There's no like real chemistry. It's just like I'm hopping on you or you in me, or do you know what I mean? It's like no real connection there. There's no love. It's just fucking basically, you know what I mean? So it's basic. You're gonna get basic from that. That's basic sex. That's what I call basic sex. If you were to be with a prostitute or if you were to be with someone that you just don't know and there's no real connection other than the fact that you're like, oh, you look good on the outside. Yeah, let's do it. That's basic to me. Customized sex is when you are aligned to the person, when you're connected to the person, when you have the desire, the passion for that person, when you may love the person or even be in love with the person. So it heightens all of that. So when you have all of that in alignment, because you have the right body and not just a bunch of bodies, the sex will be customized to that person. Like, because the way you feel about that individual, it's always going to be, you will put it like this, the way you feel about that person will get the most out of you, or that person will get the best out of you, or that person, that sex with that person will never be like any other sex with another. Put it like that. It will never be like any other. So if you were in a relationship with someone for a long period of time or whatever, you may have had customized sex, right? And that customized sex could become basic, depending on if you fall out of love with each other, right? If you don't love each other like that anymore, if you kind of look at each other like, no, that's the homie, because you can do that. Like my mom has said that about my dad, like, he's like a brother to me. I'm like, ew, Ma, you got kids with him. You got me with him, and he's like a brother to you now. So like, if you fall out of love with the person and there's no real desire or passion or chemistry, there's no real alignment, then it could go from customized to basic, right? Then you out in the streets looking for that customized again, right? But you end up with basic after basic after basic after basic. And then you wondering like, damn, I'm getting all this ass or I'm getting all this DICK, but it's still not fulfilling me. Why is it not fulfilling me? Why is it not fulfilling me? I mean, I get it. I get it slang at me, but why am I still feel like I'm lacking something? Because you ain't got the right one. That's why. Because if you had one and you were in alignment with that person and you had all that other stuff that came with it, then you would be getting that customized sex, that customized love. Like it would be customized sex, it would be customized intimacy, it would be customized making love, it would be customized FUCKING, it would be customized, everything would be customized to that person, period. And that's just facts. It would be customized. So I actually have a snippet of that podcast episode on this page here. And All Baddies Got a Story in my podcast folder. And it's called Customized Sex or Basic Sex. Which one do you prefer? Because if you're looking to just get it off, and it don't matter who you get off by, that's basic sex. You think you doing something, or you think you getting something. You not really getting. You have, man. Some of y'all have no idea. Some of y'all have no idea. because all your life you've been getting basic sex. It's a shame. I have no idea. No idea. Oh, you retracted your message. You won't let me read this one, huh? I wonder what you said. What did you say in this one that you retracted? It's not about experience, it's about who you are. If you're a boring person, you're boring in bed. If you're a boring person, you're boring in bed. If you're a boring person, no, it has nothing to do with that. Like I said, it has everything to do with how much chemistry and passion and desire you have for the person. I'm trying to tell you, but it's all of that is heightened to like the 1000th degree if you are in love with the person or if you truly love the person. All of that extra is heightened. It's like magnified. It makes it that much better. If you're not in love with someone or you don't love a person and you're just like, hey, you look good. Hey, you look good. Okay, let's do it. And you do it. That's basic sex. You're not getting the epitome of what you could get because there's no real connection there. There's no alignment. And some people settle for basic sex. Some people are just like, I mean, you know, I'm getting off. It's like you're getting off, but you're settling. Why would you settle? Why would you settle for basic if you can get customized? Why would you settle for basic if you can get the total euphoric package? Why would you settle? And so that's where I'm at in my life right now. It's like I am not settling for basic. I'm not, because I don't want to end up being disappointed in the end. I don't. And the fact that I have not been with a guy in so long, it's like, why would I waste that on a basic person? I'm not going to say it like that. My bad. On a random. That's what I say. And I actually have a spoken word called No Randoms on my artistry page at that girl Shanda. Like a lot of my artistry comes from a lot of my experiences and other people's experiences, but a lot of it comes from a lot of my experiences. And I actually have a spoken word that's narrated by me that has my original music in the background titled No Randoms. And I mean that shit. I wholeheartedly mean it. So if you were to go to my artistry page and look up in the spoken word folder and you find a title that says No Randoms and you listen to it, I mean everything I say in that. Yes, I do. No randoms, because I don't want no basic sex. I don't want no basic experience. And I'm not wasting all this time that I've been without a guy with a random motherfucker. You are not going to disappoint me. And I mean that. When I decide to be with a guy again and whatever, it will be the one. And that's just it. I'm not. What if a customized man asked you to? Okay, so tell me what, I don't really remember what I don't really remember what that is, tossed salad. I don't really remember what that is. What is that? You already told me about the Greek style, child. You already told me about the Greek style. I thought that was, so Greek style is basically hitting it from the back, but instead of vaginal, it's anal. Okay. But people do that all the time in their bedrooms. Whatever you do in your bedroom is your business. It is nobody's business what you do in your bedroom. And that's the problem right now. People business, wanting to know what people do in their bedrooms. It's nobody's business what you do in your bedroom. Only between y'all two, in my humble opinion. What is the toss in the salad? I don't remember what that is. What is that? Then what would you do with a customized man asked you to toss? What is that? Do I need to Google this before you answer me? But like I said, customized sex is customized to whatever your experience is. Hola. It's customized to whatever your experience is. What two people do in their bedroom is between them. There are some people that are open-minded to certain things, and there are some people that are closed-minded to certain things. But I think that if people have different levels of freakiness, you know what I mean? But I think that if you're in a relationship with someone, like if you're in a long-term relationship with someone, I think that you should definitely be open to experiencing different sexual experiences with each other, because I think it would get pretty dull, like just doing like missionary. Like if you just did missionary the whole time you were together, missionary, and that's it. Yeah, I'm not that chick. I'm not that chick. That would be boring to me to you know what I'm saying? Like you have to be open to different levels of pleasure with each other. Like you have to be willing to play. That's what I think. You have to be willing to play. If you're not open to playing, then you know you got to take each other's feelings into consideration. For instance, in my last relationship, which was with a female, it was the only female I've ever been with. Hence the reason why I haven't been with a guy in so long, right? So if um, so I brought up in my last relationship about bringing. So because I always dated guys, right? And this was the first female I had ever been with. After we were together for a while, I was missing the guy type situation, right? So I was like, well, what if we brought a guy in, you know, or whatever? And I'm just being honest, you know. I was like, what if we brought a guy in? And so the ex was just like, no, absolutely not. No, 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 right? So the ex was, but I was also wanting to have kids too at that time. I wanted to get pregnant, and I wanted to have babies, and but I was also desiring being with a guy again because I hadn't been with one in a long time still, right? So and so I was like, yeah, what if we just bring a guy in or whatever? And the ex was just like, no, like adamantly, no, absolutely not. But the reason why the ex told me no is because the ex was afraid that if a guy was brought in the mix, that the guy would take me away from, right? So that's why the ex was so against it, right? But what's interesting is that later on, I found out that the ex was like cheating with guys and girls, like, and I'm just like I'm sitting here being loyal, and you out here doing this and like, what kind of shit is this? Anyway, but we're not going to get into that. But so yeah, like you have to be. I was open about it. Like I didn't go behind the ex's back and cheat, and I could have. I could have. I was getting approached all the time, whether it was at my job or wherever I was. Do you know what I mean? So I could have if I wanted to, but I'm loyal, so I'm not like that. So instead of going behind the ex's back and doing whatever, I just brought it to the ex, like, yo, you know? And I'm open minded, right? So I'm thinking it would be okay. But it's like, no. Like, no. So I respected the ex's I respected it, you know, because I'm like, well, we in a relationship, so I'm not gonna. If you're saying you don't want that, you know, okay, you know. So I left it alone. But yeah, I believe you definitely have to be open, and I think that if you are um, in a long-term relationship, I think you definitely should be open-minded. You definitely should be communicating with each other, and I don't think anybody should get offended. I don't think anybody should get mad or angry or anything like that. I think if you're in a relationship, you should be able to be straight up. Because I'm straight up. I think you should be able to be straight up with each other. Like, this is what I want, or this is what I like, or this is what I want to try, or what do you think about this? And you know what I'm saying? Because like I'm the type of chick that when I was in a relationship with the ex, like I would see Okay, never mind. We're not gonna go there. I might be revealing too much. I reveal a lot in my podcast, though. I will tell you that. Um, hey, eat his. um, never did that one before. Okay. Never did that one before. Never did that before. No, I never did that before. Never did that before. I was just having like imagination about it, like whatever. I guess that's why my face was frowning up. Like I said, whatever you do in your bedroom between whoever you do it with is your business. And honestly, I think that's why people cheat anyway. I think some people cheat because they feel like their desires aren't being met in the bedroom, so they go elsewhere. They go outside the bedroom or they watch porn or whatever to imagine or get off or, fantasize. I think that if you're in a long-term relationship with someone, that you should be able to um, experience certain fantasies with each other. Like what? Like that's the fun of it, ain't it? Like you guys should be able to like create fantasies together and like have special experiences. And I don't know. I'm open-minded. I'm open-minded, but I just think that whatever you do is between you and between y'all in y'all bedroom. As simple as that. Would you think it tastes vanilla? What tastes vanilla? What would I think tastes vanilla? I don't know what you're talking about. This Biori doesn't like what you're saying. He's doing a what tastes vanilla? I don't know what you're talking about. How did we even get into all of this? All because I said don't date people you work with, don't date people that you frequent stores at, and don't date people that you go to school with. It's the God's honest truth I'm trying to tell you. Report challenge every as a mother put you in. What tastes like vanilla? Y'all are funny. So I think I covered all my topics. Like I had a guy that tried to talk to me at my job, and I was just like, no. And he was like, why? I was like, cause I don't talk to people I work with. Now, like if I'm like, how do you say it? Like if I'm in a long-term relationship with someone, or if I'm married to someone and we just so happen to work together, that's a different story. That's a different story because I definitely think that couples can work together. That's how they become like power couples. I definitely believe couples can work together. I believe all of that can be factored in. But initially, like me working somewhere, and I'm talking about like working together, like self-employed. I'm not talking about working for somebody else. But I miss working for myself. Well, full time. I miss working for myself full time. But anyway, God knows I do. God knows I do. But yeah, this guy tried to talk to me, and I was just like, no, I don't talk to people I work with. And he's like, no, but technically, I was like, no, technically nothing. I see you all the time. And if a falling out happened, then I gotta see you. That's not gonna work. He was like, damn. Awesome. Salad tastes like car personal. What? How Dayton led to federal prison. 30 U.S. Marshals kicking the door down. Child, she was with the wrong one. She was with the wrong one. Um, car. I don't know nothing about that, boo. I don't know nothing about it at all. Maybe you know something that I don't know. It sounds like you know something I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. No, I don't even listen to her. Oh, what's going on out here? I don't even listen to her. I think I saw her on like TV a couple times, or maybe give an interview or whatever. I don't even listen to her. I don't know what her music is like. I don't know. That's not my vibe. My vibe is vintage music, so I listen to a lot of you know, old school music. Um, that's where I get a lot of inspiration to create my own music. Um, so I listen to a lot of vintage music. I actually have a video on my At That Girl Shanda page, artistry page, where I'm harmonizing, I'm singing to some old school vintage songs, and I'm just like enjoying myself, y'all. It's like 35 minutes of me just harmonizing and just y'all get to see me in a different kind of element. And I always tell people, I'm like, music does something special to me. So you're seeing me in a different kind of element when I'm, you know, yeah. So see how this song. Oh. Oh, well, more power to her. I mean, maybe that's what she do. Maybe that's what she do. Like, how do you even do that? Like, maybe that's what she do. Whatever. Maybe that's what she do. What do you mean another moderator? How would another moderator just handle this? How are moderators handling on my page? I didn't ask anybody I didn't assign a moderator to moderate anything on here. So how are people moderating stuff and I didn't even ask them to do it? See, that's what I'm talking about. Somebody hacking in my shit. I'm gonna need people to leave my content alone. Leave my page alone. Go get your own page. Go get your own channel. No, but I know I don't know nothing about that song. I don't even listen to her. I've seen her a couple times, but I don't, you know, getting banned. Why are you getting banned? I don't know. It said something about a moderator already is handling something. And I'm like, what moderator? I didn't make anybody a moderator. I don't even know what the hell. It looked like this person right here that's asking these questions. How you become a moderator? I didn't ask you to be a moderator. Oh, you're not a moderator. What the hell? Oh, look at that. Hide user on the channel, put user in timeout, add as moderator. It looked like you are one though, because you're the only one with that highlighted blue right there, but I don't know how you became a moderator because I didn't ask you to be a moderator unless you tapping into my that you're not supposed to be tapping into. It is you. It's you. Look, I didn't. Yeah, I don't. No. It was a blue bar next to your, and now the blue bar is gone. Oh wait, it's back up there though. It was a blue bar next to your thing. How you know I was talking about you? Mm-hmm. You're guilty. Exactly. No, it ain't the phone. It's more than that. It's my account. People have been stealing my content, trying to block people from subscribing on different social media platforms, even my TikTok. How I've been at 16,000 followers for almost 2 years. That's just ridiculous. I had to do a whole TikTok factual check on what's been happening on my damn TikTok page. It's called Airing Out. If you want to see that video, you can see it right here on All Baddies Got a Story called Airing Out. Because I aired their ass out about what's going on. Whatever. Y'all probably the ones. Y'all probably the ones. Make no sense. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here because I didn't hit on all my topics of what I wanted to talk about. And goodness knows, it just went into a whole other direction with y'all asking these crazy questions. But in a nutshell, what you do in your bedroom is your business, nobody else's business. And if you're small-minded, closed-minded, that's your business. If you're open-minded, that's your business too. Don't date people you work with. Don't date people you go to school with. And don't date people that are working in the stores that you frequent. You'll live a much more peaceful life, I promise you. And you'll have a lot less people in your business, child. You will. I speak from experience. Trust me. I had so many people confused. I still got people confused. Still got people confused. But you live and you learn. It is what it is. And I've dated some people not too long ago, but they got foco loco on me. I had to back away. So it is what it is. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all in the next live. Thanks for y'all questions. Y'all crazy. Talk to y'all later.